Hey everyone, in today's video we are checking out the Monport Reno 45 Pro, a 45-watt CO2 laser engraver and cutter, a desktop-friendly machine that promises professional-grade performance in a compact footprint. I'll walk you through the unboxing, highlight the features and specs, show some real-world engraving and cutting tests on a variety of materials, and finish up with my pros and cons and my final thoughts. I'm really excited to bring you this review. I've had plenty of time to get to know this machine and create some cool stuff. Let's get into it. Let's start with the unboxing. This machine comes well packed. Inside the box, you'll find the laser unit itself, along with a honeycomb bed, knife blades, a water pump, exhaust hose, USB cable, a focus strip, laser goggles, hex keys, and the large hex key used for raising and lowering the bed. The first thing you'll probably notice is the build. It's solid for a desktop CO2 laser, and it's a lot bigger than the old K40 style machine. It's also enclosed, which helps with safety and fumes. I did a full first look and impressions video, and if you'd like to take a look at that, I'll put up a card so you can see inside the machine and hear my thoughts. But let me tell you, I was pretty impressed with the build quality and the attention to detail. Now, keep in mind, this is still a budget machine, so don't expect Ferrari precision at a Volkswagen price. Now, let's talk about the features and specs. So what does the Reno 45 Pro bring to the table? Here's a quick look at the features and specifications. The laser is rated at 45 watts of optical power with a maximum engraving speed of 600 millimeters per second. The engraving area is 400 by 300 millimeters, which is about 16 by 12 inches. The Z-axis movement will give you 100 millimeters of engraving depth, which is also around 4 inches. A unique feature of the Reno series is the magnetic assisted autofocus system. This little device attached to the lens housing snaps up when the material is the proper distance away from the 2-inch lens. You do still have to manually raise or lower the bed, but it does remove the need for a focus tool. For cooling, the Reno series includes a small aquarium-style water pump that you'll need to place in a bucket or similar reservoir, and fill that with at least 2 gallons of distilled water. A small air pump is built into the machine and provides air assist, which is adjustable via a small control dial on the X gantry. A vent on the back of the machine accepts a 4-inch exhaust hose, and fumes are pumped out via an internal fan. The Reno 45 connects to a Mac or Windows PC via the included USB cable. It can also accept files from a thumb drive or act as an access point and connect directly via Wi-Fi. For software, the Reno 45 Pro version includes the Top Wisdom TL-A1 controller, which communicates with Lightburn's Pro version as a DSP module. The included thumb drive contains the drivers as well as a free program, Auto Laser, or there is also an Android app called Top Wisdom Laser. The machine weighs in at 67 pounds when out of the crate. Dimensions are listed as 800 by 575 by 285 millimeters, or 31.5 by 22.6 by 11.2 inches. When it comes to lasers, features and specs are nice and all, but what really matters is how the machine performs. I ran the Reno 45 Pro through several months of work and projects in my business. Here are some of the results. We'll start with engraving and then move on to cutting. Here's where it gets fun: engraving on wood. It's probably the most commonly used material for laser engraving, and the Reno 45 Pro takes it on with ease. Here you can see a 3D illusion engraving that I ran on a 100mm square wood coaster. The engraving was done at 400 millimeters per second at 40% power, and it only took 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Leather is another common item that is suitable for CO2 lasers. While hat patches and portfolios are pretty popular items, I chose to customize this leather belt I got at a discount clothing store. I laid out the design in Lightburn, positioned the belt on the honeycomb bed, and sent the job. The laser was set to 500 millimeters per second at 35% power. The front pass-through on the Reno 45 really came in handy, as it allowed me to pass the belt out the front of the machine. The belt came out beautifully, and it's been one of my favorite belts ever since I engraved it. Another unique item I put in the Reno 45 was denim. It is possible to engrave denim with a laser like this as well. You really have to do a good bit of testing, as too much power will leave you with a completely threadbare garment. I did some initial tests on the inside of the waist seam since it's in a non-visible spot. The jeans looked great when they were done. I've done this before with other CO2 lasers, and it's best for a low wear item, as you are removing a lot of the core fibers that give the denim its strength. These garments do tend to deteriorate after washing and can be prone to ripping if the material is stressed, but you can't deny that it looks really cool. The Reno 45 also handles acrylic with ease. Unlike a diode laser, you aren't limited to dark colors when engraving or cutting acrylic. I've engraved both clear and red acrylic for several products that I've been selling for years with this machine, and it's really nice to have that speed boost compared to my other CO2 laser. This clear engraving was done at 300 millimeters per second, and the results are nice and crisp. I also sent a full production run of engraving some keychains in a transparent red acrylic to the Reno 45 and bumped up the speed to 600 millimeters per second at 35% power. As you can see, the Reno 45 also has no problem cutting acrylic either. Of course, you do need to slow the speed down, and for this acrylic, I ran the machine at 8 millimeters per second at 35% power. The items you can create with a machine like this are truly endless. Now, let's take a look at more cutting performance. Test cards are very important to figure out the best settings for any machine and new material. Before cutting out some 6mm plywood, I ran a couple of test cards and found out for this particular wood, I topped out at about 15 millimeters per second at 50% power. Now, how hard you push the tube is a personal preference, and I always keep my tubes at or below 70%. With this knowledge in hand, I made several items out of the same wood, including a couple of Christmas ornaments and a decorative phone stand. The engraving was done at 250 millimeters per second at 15% power, and I cut it out at 12 millimeters per second at 40% power. After just a bit of cleanup, paint, and glue, these items were ready to ship off to my daughter for a little bit of Christmas joy. So, the Reno 45 is a very capable machine, as you can see in that myriad of real-world tests. Let's break down the pros and cons, starting with the pros. First, this is a quick little machine. When you have the option to operate at 600 millimeters per second, you can really cut down on your engraving time. On my larger machine, it tops out around 300 millimeters per second, so this bump in speed is a real benefit. The size of the machine is also a plus in my book. It fits right in between the common open frame diode sized lasers, but it's not so big that you'll have trouble getting it through a door frame or needing a team of burly folk to move it into a shop or a craft room. At 67 pounds, one person can move this machine without too much trouble. Of course, in the desktop size range, there is a trade-off in the work area. You'll often get the best price on things like wood and acrylic, etc. if you buy the largest size that is reasonable to shift, which is often around 12 by 18 or 19 inches. This is just a little too wide for this machine, but of course you can always cut it down a bit to make it fit. Next, although free software is nice, nothing beats the capability of a solid software program like Lightburn. You'll definitely want to budget for Lightburn Pro, which is currently right at the $200 mark. I wouldn't recommend any laser in this price range that isn't Lightburn compatible. Next, the adjustable Z-axis is also a really nice feature to see in a machine of this size. Often, these smaller machines don't include this option, and you're left having to deal with fiddly risers or severe limitations on what you can engrave. I mean, imagine not being able to engrave a piece of 3/4 inch thick wood because your laser Z height isn't adjustable. The pass-through is also another nice touch. It would have been nice to see one on the back as well, but due to the layout of the tube and the power supply, that wasn't an option. But it does open up the front, and it gives you a bit more flexibility, as you saw with the belt example. The front pass-through also gives you the ability to quickly allow more airflow into the machine, which is very important for fume removal. The laser handles common materials with ease. Wood, leather, acrylic, these are all easy to work with on the Monport Reno 45 Pro. The material parameter guide gives you some pretty solid starting values that will have you accomplishing your creative goals in no time. Next, the crumb tray. You'll never know how much you appreciate a removable crumb tray until you have to clean your machine, which is pretty important for many reasons. The Reno 45 Pro has this tray that slides right out the front, and it makes cleaning up a breeze. And finally, the magnetic assist is a nice touch. Unlike many of the traditional autofocus systems that incorporate a touch probe and a motorized Z-axis, this solution doesn't run the risk of crashing the laser head into the honeycomb bed or other parts of the machine and causing damage. Although it is still a manual system, it works well, and it's also a constant visual reminder to make sure that you are in focus. And now, let me give you my list of cons. First is overshoot. My biggest gripe with this machine is that it doesn't seem to account for overshoot. During one of my engraving jobs, when I was running at or near the top speed, I noticed that it was actually hitting the X limit switch and losing some steps. I think this might be a limitation of the Top Wisdom controller. On my other laser, which uses a Ruida controller, if I were to try and run a job like this, it would give me an error as a heads up. I didn't realize it until I was a little way into the job, so it cost me some acrylic. I just needed to slow the engraving speed down a bit to give the machine enough time to decelerate. Secondly, I'm a big fan of using the honeycomb bed, and I almost always use absolute coordinates to lay out my jobs. So having a repeatable and stable position for the honeycomb bed is important to me. The included honeycomb bed just sits on the frame and it isn't secured in any manner, so it can shift around. Again, this is a simple fix. I tried 3D printing some blocks to hold it in place, but ultimately I settled on simply drilling a couple of holes in the bottom of the honeycomb bed and screwing it to the frame. It's still relatively easy to remove if I need to use the knife blades or to clean the honeycomb bed. You can also see that I cut a guide for the top as well, which allows me to position items at the 0, home position easily. My last con, and this is actually a pretty minor one, is that there is no ammeter. The Reno 45, that is the non-Pro version, does have the ammeter, but when you upgrade to the Pro and gain the DSP controller, you sacrifice the ammeter. The ammeter is nice to make sure that you don't overdrive the laser tube. It's probably something that I'll add in the future. Before we wrap up, I do want to point out one issue that I had with my machine, and that was a broken lid switch, which seems to have happened during shipment. When I realized that it wasn't working properly, I reached out to Monport and they sent me a replacement. It wasn't too difficult to install, and I was back up and running in no time. That is one of the things that I really enjoy about this machine. It looks pretty sleek, and all of the panels are easy to remove, giving you access to the internals. It's not a solid shell that requires you to pull out a bunch of guts to get access to a deeply buried part. So, in conclusion, the Monport Reno 45 Pro is a very capable 45-watt CO2 laser that I think punches above its price class. It gives hobbyists and small businesses a solid desk-ready platform with a reasonable work area and software support that many inferior CO2 machines lack. It's still in the budget class, so it's a pretty good idea to join some online forums or groups with other Reno owners should you run into any issues or need ideas. Support was very responsive to my needs and questions, but since Monport is based on the other side of the world, you will have some time zone delay to deal with should you reach out in need of help. If you want a machine that's easy to use and is going to handle all of your projects, this is definitely one to consider. I've got an affiliate link in the video description, and should you decide to pick up this or any Monport machine, using that link helps support the channel. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, drop your questions in the comment section below. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you know when I drop new content. As always, I enjoy the time that we get to spend together here on the channel. Let's keep on learning, printing, burning, and growing together. Take care, everyone.